What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Matt and welcome to Downshift and welcome to Detroit. I am with the all-new Hyundai Palisade, and let's take a minute to appreciate this plum color that this thing is in. It looks incredible. I've never seen another car in this color. Brilliant, well done. Now this Palisade is a replacement for the Santa Fe XL, the 3-row. This thing is the biggest SUV that Hyundai has ever made. They tried once originally with the Veracruz, they tried again with the Santa Fe XL, and now I think they finally got it right with this Palisade. Like I said, biggest SUV, 8 passengers, 3 inches longer than the outgoing Santa Fe. So let's take a look. Now this is the typical Hyundai face that we're used to seeing on all their new models with the grille. I don't love the grille, to be honest, but these running lights are bitchin'. That's right, I'm bringing bitchin' back for 2019, so let's do it. Thumbs up if you want bitchin' back in 2019. To be honest, I'm kind of shocked that I like these headlights though, because I hated the way that Jeep did this thing in their Cherokee, where they had the running lights up top and then they had the headlights at the bottom. But I think it's because it's such like an elegant waterfall kind of thing, and it's got the vertical aspect that I like in all the Cadillac headlights, so I think it looks really, really good. Now moving around to the side, we see that the proportions are what you would expect from something in this class. It does feel a little bit bloated. There's not a whole lot of aggressive lines with the body, but I think that's okay because this is a Hyundai, this is a family-oriented car, and it really accomplishes that. One of the things that I do want to point out is this weird like D-pillar thing. So they give it the floating roof aspect in the rear here, but then they have so much focus with this chrome strip coming down on the D-pillar. It looks kind of odd, at least in my opinion. And now moving on to the rear, we get to a part of the car that I'm not sure how I feel about the styling. And I don't say that to mean that I'm negative about it or I don't like it and I'm being passive. I really don't know how I feel. I kind of like the taillights. They have this really strange kind of like thin line thing going on the inside towards the trunk that I think looks actually pretty cool. But then the rest of it is kind of just, I don't know, soft and bulgy and not very exciting at all. It does say Palisade across the length of the trunk to let you know that this is the big Mac Daddy from Hyundai. But as you go down, it's dual exhaust, kind of. It's obviously like their traditional single port exhaust, but then they were like, oh, well, let's cut it in half because then it's dual and people like dual. No, Hyundai, people like dual. That's one exhaust tip on the right-hand side and one exhaust tip on the left-hand side. We don't like them both on the one side. Ultimately, when it comes to the exterior, I think the best angle of this car is the front 3/4 panel in a very dark room with the running lights on. The running lights are far and away my favorite part of this entire car, and I mean, just look at them, they look awesome. But this is a big 8-passenger family SUV, so let's talk about practicality. When you open that rear hatch, you will be met with 18 cubic feet of cargo space. Drop that 3rd row and you can get about 45 cubic feet. Now, as far as engine goes, this thing is packing the same engine as the Kia Telluride that I like so much. It is Hyundai's 3.8-liter naturally aspirated V6, giving you 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Power is going to go from that 3.8-liter through an 8-speed automatic to either the front wheels or all wheels, and this thing is able to tow 5,000 pounds. That's not bad. Now the outside of this car is one thing, and I kind of ragged on it a little bit, but it's subjective, it's my opinion. But the inside, you cannot refute that this thing is beautiful. It completely transcends the Hyundai badge and the segment, more or less. I love the interior on this thing. If I could take the exterior design of the Telluride and put it with the interior of the Palisade, perfect 3-row full-size SUV, basically. The rest of the interior is very minimalistic, which I really like. It looks modern, it looks clean, and all the materials are very well done. It's soft touch, it's leather everywhere, and all the buttons are like a machined metal. And it just gives it a very premium and expensive feel in something with a Hyundai badge. Now we're gonna go back to the fact that this is a family vehicle, and as such you get a lot of amenities. First of all, these seats are super plush. They're awesome. They're one of the best that I've sat in this year, and last year I suppose, it's the beginning of 2019. But in any case, they're heated and cooled, not just in the front, but also in the 2nd row. Like, you don't even get that in some Mercedes or BMW or Audi. Like, that's pretty good, especially in a flagship Hyundai model. Well done, Hyundai. Additionally, if you want more comfort, I would absolutely option the panoramic sunroof. It's not a true panoramic roof where the entire thing is one sheet of glass, but the front seat has a traditional size sunroof, and then the rear seat has a very big sunroof for themselves. Also in the 2nd row, you have a lot of amenities. You have obviously your own controls for your AC, you have that heated and cooled seats like I talked about, but you also have these USB chargers, and they're not where you typically would think. They're in the sides of the seat backs of the front seat. I'm being audio bombed by Hyundai.
It's possible.
It's possible. with the 8-passenger Palisade. Come on. Something's possible with the 8-passenger Palisade. I'll tell you what's possible with the 8-passenger Palisade. You can charge your frickin' phone from the seat back of the person in front of you. That's cool. Props for doing that, Hyundai. It's also in the new Telluride. They're basically the same car. So if you watch one review, you might as well just not watch the other one. But also give me the views, so watch it anyway. And finally, the third row is actually really usable. I'm 6'1", and I can sit behind myself in the second row and barely have the seat back of the second row touching my knees. I have plenty of headroom. It's extremely comfortable. It's really the interior that's going to sell this thing. Obviously, the exterior is, subjective to your taste. It's not my favorite. I would have the Telluride, but I would match the Telluride's exterior with this thing's interior. I still love these running lights. They're fantastic. But ultimately, this thing is a fantastic improvement from the Santa Fe for Hyundai. I think they're doing a great job. Hyundai Kia are doing some of the best stuff right now. They're absolutely killing it, and I can't wait to see what they have coming up next. But until I get my hands on one of these things, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.